All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Buddy's Workbench. Today, my wife has asked me to sharpen her hedge trimmers and loppers. Fairly simple job. I'm going to show you a couple ways I would take care of it, and we'll do a little cleaning on them too. They're old and rusty. So, first thing we're going to do, I like to use a little penetrating oil on everything. It helps to break that rust up. You know, just gets it a little clean, breaks it down a little bit. You don't have to. If they move, but trust me, it's gonna help, and it'll help bring them back to life too. Oh, well, they're moving free. First, we're gonna take a little wire brush to them, clean them up a little bit, knock some of this heavy stuff off, and wire brush, fairly cheap, easy to use. You can pick one up anywhere, Walmart, Harbor Freight. Just knocking some of this little rust off. Yeah, sometimes, small one help a little better. And we're not going to get all of it off. We're just going to try to get some of this scalier stuff, Which, if you I live in South Louisiana, any tool you keep outside that's metal is going to get rusty. It's going to happen. Humidity levels here are high. Rains all the time. And to be honest, I forget things outside a lot. So there's a lot of rust. But it's okay. It happens. Like I said, just trying to knock some of this heavier stuff off. Not going to get them perfect. A lot of that you see is this mats I have down on my workbench. I don't want the oil on it. These are absorbent mats. They will not absorb water, only petroleum products. Don't ask me where you get them. They were given to me. I think that's about best we're going to get with this wire brush. All right. I'm going to start on these first, since I'm sure she'll be using these more. And these need to be sharper than the other ones. These tend to use more force than these use. These are for hedge trimmers. So you're trimming leaves and smaller stuff more. These are bigger, so they don't have to be as sharp, but you do want them sharp. And looking at them, they don't seem bad. But what you want, I don't know if you've ever noticed a pair of scissors, but the blades will actually cross each other. And the reason they cut is because the edge pushes each other away. And notice these. So your blades will have a bit of a bend towards each other. And notice these don't really have it until about halfway. Then the blades start touching each other. Yeah, that's probably part of the problem. The bolt's tight. That's not the problem. what we're gonna do, let me see here. Just put a little, oh, that might have been too much. Yep, too much. Oh, that's better. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but now that they're running together, they're rubbing. And that is where you actually get your cutting from. So we probably won't have to sharpen these too much. I like that. That probably just saved half of my job right there. All right. Now, when it comes to sharpening them, I don't know if you can see, but on your outside of the blade, you have a bevel. That bevel is what you're going to be sharpening. You never want to sharpen the inside on a pair of scissors or shears or tree trimming loppers. Anything that runs together like that, you want this to stay, the inside to stay flat. But this bevel is where you're going to be sharpening. There's several ways to do this. If you wanted to, you could come in with a wet rock, sharpening stone, whatever you want to call it, whetstone. You could come in and you could sit here. And for all purposes, this will work perfectly fine. You can already see it's starting to bring that edge a little more defined. It doesn't take much. This isn't a knife or a butcher knife or a pocket knife. Like I said, these, when you cut with scissors or shears, anything like that, the main cutting power comes from the blades rubbing together at that point. It's the pinch in between. So yeah, you want it sharp. You don't want a jagged edge. But it doesn't have to be razor sharp. You more or less just want it clean. Won't take long. With this is one I picked up at Harbor Freight, I believe. I pick up a lot of my tools at Harbor Freight. Has a coarse and a smooth side. I use this mainly for my chisels. But like I said, it can be used on any instruments. I have others for knives and stuff, but this is more of a utility wet rock. And you can, the wet rock, you can spray it, use a little oil. Like I said, this is a utility. Put a little oil on it. They like it. It's them. It runs smoother, gives a little better edge. Yeah, with these, I think with these, I'm just going to use this. I'm not going to use a different way. It seems to be coming out just nice. Open them up a little bit more there. Get a little more room. And you just watch it, and it's nice. Not nice, but it's when you have a dirty blade like this, as you're sharpening, you can see the shine of where you've worked the edge. So you know more what you're doing. And you're just trying to shave a little off. Not take a lot. And it's not going to take a lot with these. And you see our edge is pretty straight. So we don't need anything there. I think I'm going to leave that side alone for now. Swap over to this other one. And again, it's a nice little straight edge. So we're just going to hit it a few times with the wet rock. Just to clean it off some. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are a gardening tool. Now the better you get them, the easier it is going to be to work them. And there's something satisfying about this sound, feeling. You can feel it taking away that dull edge. Wonder what I got around here. Okay. Doubt it's going to, but well, no, that see doesn't take a lot. I think that'll trim. That'll definitely trim a hedge. I think we're going to call those sharp for now. I'll do some more cleaning on them in a little bit. These, like I said with these are a little more of a, they utilize the strength of this curved part to grab the limb and pinch. And you want them sharp, but it's not going to take a lot. Again, this isn't a butcher knife or a carving knife or anything like that. And again, it's all about that contact they make between each other. Like I said before with the scissors, when they cross over where they're touching at is what really, let's see, you don't have a lot there. I can actually see a bit of a gap between. So let's we're not going to bend the blade on this one. We're going to bend the jaw a little bit. Get a spot here. Use my belly. Just, you don't want a lot. Let's see what that is. That's a little better. Okay. Now, again, a lot of ways to do this. I planned on bringing out my little rotary Dremel with a cartridge roll, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. We're gonna try it with this wet rock again because I'm simple. I like to find just the simplest things. If I don't have to pull out a power tool for a quick job, I'm not going to. You know, so again, we're just gonna find that edge on the blade. That's already. And you don't. Your angle, like I said, you have your bevel on these, and it's double beveled. You have a step down for your thickness, and then another beveled angle for the actual cutting of the blade. So you want to kind of eyeball and see what that angle is and stay with it. And you'll see as you're sharpening, especially like I said with a dirty blade, you'll start getting the shiny spots on it. And I don't think it's going to take much. And we're not going to worry about We're going to stay with the coarse side. We're not going to worry about the smooth side, because if you run to the smoother side on these, it's just going to wear down quicker. I said these are utility, so they're going to be worked a lot. You want to just leave a coarse edge on it. It's less likely to wear down as it's coarse. Now, if you were sharpening a knife or something and you want that razor's edge, you're going to want to step down as you sharpen to a smoother grain, per se. That went pretty quick. I don't think it's going to take much on them. Seems like a pretty sharp. Give me 1 second. We'll just call this little wooden wedge here a tree limb. Let's see what it does. Open it up. Yeah. I think we're good. Okay. Microfiber towels. All right. We'll save that for another time. Put this up. All right, and I will, since we're here, we've already got everything out. I'm going to put my little wire brush, my little small rotary tool here. Oh, find my safety glasses. And I've got sparks. Yes. Girls, everyone, save your eyes. With any rotary power tool, please wear eye protection. Trust me, you want to see the world. And on top of that, optometrists is expensive. So let's see if we can't just clean them up a little better and give them back to the wife. Oh, careful. Careful now. That's enough of that. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. They're utility. They're going to last. A little surface rust isn't going to hurt anything. I think the wife will be satisfied with that. Yeah. And we'll leave that oil on there. Like I said, this penetrating oil, it gets down into the metal and it helps preserve it a little bit. So it'll help it in the future with outside moisture and everything. But that's about it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, this is Buddy's Workbench. If you have any questions or comments, please don't be afraid to leave them down in the comments. And I'm always learning, so any advice helps, and scrutiny. You know, if you feel I've done something wrong, I will accept that. Again, like I said, I like to learn. And thank you for watching. You have a good day.